Let's talk about the Neapolitan 6th chord. The Neapolitan 6th chord is your go-to strategy to give your music a more aristocratic and classical feel. It was a super popular chord throughout the 17th and 18th centuries, and can still be useful for bringing a little flair to your cadences, or for even modulating to a new key. Now, making a Neapolitan 6th is actually pretty easy. Just start with the second scale degree of whatever key you're working with. In the key of A minor, the second scale degree is B. You then lower this note by 1/2 step, so B becomes B flat. Then use this note as the root of a new major triad. In this case, we get a B flat major triad. The last step is to place this chord in first inversion by putting the third in the bass. And there you go, you now have a Neapolitan 6th chord. Now you can use this chord in two different ways. The first is just as a simple predominant for the cadence at the end of your chord progression. A predominant is exactly what it sounds like. It goes right in front of the dominant chord. So you can just slap this Neapolitan 6th right in front of the 5 chord and call it a day. Now, as a note, this strategy does tend to work better in minor keys, but you can still use it in major keys. Now, the second option is, in my opinion, much more useful. You can actually use the Neapolitan 6th chord to modulate to the key a 1/2 step below your original key. For example, let's say that we are writing a piece in the key of C major. The note a 1/2 step below C is B. So the key a 1/2 step below C major is the key of B major. Now what we're going to do here is we're not going to actually create a Neapolitan 6th chord. Instead, we're going to treat the tonic of our first key as if it were a Neapolitan 6th, which it is, just not in its original key. After all, if we take a closer look at the key of B major, we'll notice that the second scale degree is C sharp. What happens to C sharp when we lower it 1/2 step? It becomes C natural. The major triad built on C natural is C major. So the Neapolitan 6th from the key of B major is the C major triad in first inversion. So going back to our plan for modulation, we're going to take the tonic of our original key, and we're going to place it in the predominant position of your cadence. That's right before the 5/7 chord. Next, place it in first inversion by placing the third in the bass. This sets the chord up to act like a Neapolitan 6th. Step 3 is to replace the 5/7 chord from key number 1 with the 5/7 from key number 2. And from this point on, we're done with our original key and have officially modulated to the key of B major. So all that's left to do is to write a new chord progression in your new key. This same strategy can be used to modulate to or from minor keys. We could have just as easily switched to B minor as we did B major. Or if we had started in the key of C minor, it would have been a simple matter of just temporarily using C major as the new tonic before applying this whole strategy. I hope you found this helpful. Until next time, keep studying, keep working hard, and keep writing new music.